Okay, so here's a bit of a haul video, I guess you can say, or another figure collection video. It's a small one, so it's not going to be a long video, It might be too early because I do want to get some other figures, but I figured, I'll give you guys this right now. Why not? So, first figure here, and I'm glad I got this one. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, finally, canon by the Dragon Ball Dama series. And for me, I am looking for the canon version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku with the red hair and everything. He was at Walmart like a month ago or so, just didn't have the money to get him. He is gone now. The only way for me to get him is offline because I don't know anywhere else to find that one, besides in another town in Spring Hill, which that's too far. It is. I'm just gonna have to wait till I get some money to get that one. So I do want to add it to this one. Today I had a little bit of extra money left, just a little, and I was gonna go for one figure at GameStop, just one figure, because nobody was buying it, which was a huge shame. Their loss, but my gain, right? Because this figure looks so good. Even though, and some people, depending on what they do, will be this. If you are a Star Wars fan, right, you're gonna like this figure. So we got the Obi-Wan Kenobi, right, and the Clone Trooper uniform, right? And look, the paint app, the sculpt on that is so good, right? Some people say, oh, well, he didn't wear that in the show. Yeah, he did. If you go back and you watch the Clone Wars from the early 2000s ones, with when they had like the 2D art style, not the 3D art, and this was, before George Lucas actually sold it to Disney. You take a look right there. That's Obi-Wan in the armor, right there, in the armor. You can actually watch, I think, both seasons, on YouTube for free, I think. I know it's definitely on Disney Plus. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Wonderful, wonderful figure. I do want to get Darth Malice and Darth Vader eventually, and some add-on to some other figures when I can. The next figure that I saw, this goes back, if you go back to one of the figure videos I talked about where they had like the Deadpool Wolverine figures at Walmart. This was one of the figures they had at Walmart, but not in the same suit. This was one of the alternate Wolverines that Deadpool found. And this one was so cool. Like, I never really had very many, I would say, Wolverine figures growing up. But this one, I love, right? This one is so great. And that is Wolverine brown suit, where he was fighting the Hulk. Hugh Jackman. Look at that. That is just so good and amazing. I love this one. I said I had to get it. It was the only one. I said, you coming home with me, right? And it shows the other ones that it does have. So it has the yellow suit one, which I wouldn't mind getting. Wesley Snipes Blade. There's the brown suit one. There's X-24, Cowboy Deadpool, and whatever her name is. But there's that one right there. I said, you know what? I have to get it. I have to get it. And I'm glad I did. And for pickup today, I had to really stash this. I stashed 2 copies. And I'm glad nobody found them, honestly. And it really goes to show Walmart, they don't really know what they have. They don't pay attention. In my town, there's not the biggest MJ fans. There really isn't. So, ended up getting the Michael soundtrack to the movie that came out in theaters. I want to see this movie so bad, but that we don't have a theater in my town, unfortunately. We have to go all the way outside to another town, and it's expensive. Like, it's expensive. Especially at the AMC theater. You want to name roughly the last 4 movies. So the 2 last expensive one I saw, right? Superman ended up spending between $250 to $300. Yeah, people would say, well, what the hell did you spend that on for that? For 3 tickets, $50 a piece. That's how much they charge on a Sunday, along with 3 drinks, right? 3 people, 3 drinks, 1 snack, 2 large popcorns. That all added up to, you know, $250 to $300. I'm not even joking with you, right? And of course, gotta love the way those smell. And of course, they have these booklets here. But, you know, the second most expensive movie that I last saw was Megan 2.0, right? Megan 2.0. And ended up spending between $150 to $200. 3 tickets, 1 large popcorn, 3 drinks, cost me around $150 to $200. Think about that. For this movie at the MCA Theater, $50 tickets to $40 for drink and popcorn. I would have ended up spending around $400. Think about that. Plus, what makes it sad is that I wanted to get Mom one of the Michael Jackson cups. I did. So, you know, that would have added on. Yeah. That would have added on. And their special popcorn buckets, they charge $50 to $60 for those, depending on which one. And you guys won't believe how much they're charging when it comes to the Mortal Kombat stuff. The cups, $35. The popcorn buckets, $70. Think about that. Think about that. Crazy. But, you know, that's just the stuff for here today. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I can't wait till I get more figures and be hopefully a little bit longer video.